Hello everyone, welcome to the first and inaugural Track Titan community race. Today we're going to be racing the Mazda MX5 Cubs around Silverstone. Currently we're just in a practice session, but the qualifying will start at 6. So let's go for a quick hot lap around the circuit so you can understand exactly what we're going to be facing. Well, there we are. Thank you to Scott Van Breda of Track Titan for that lovely hot lap. Much faster than I could have done. So we're just currently in a qualifying session right now. We're going to be seeing the some times come up on the board very soon. If you remember, it's only about a 2.5 minute lap around Silverstone for these MX5 Cups. So these drivers are going to really have to make the most of what's going to essentially be a one-lap qualifying session. Some of the favourites for today are likely to be John Solikis and Michel Rodriguez, who both qualified P1 and P2 in the Hot Lap Challenge. However, due to a change in schedule, we have had to incorporate qualifying into the race now. So let's see how some of these drivers get along now. Let's follow Ryan Skywalker here, winner of a Hot Lap Challenge not too long ago. That was, of course, in the Tatus FA 001 around Nürburgring. And he actually beat Lauren Heinrich of Porsche Super Cup fame, which was very impressive, quite frankly. Anyway, here we see them coming down the hang-on straight. It's hard to tell from this camera angle. So we've got 14 drivers driving today. The last out currently is Mikey B, who in real time is just running around Luffield. And some of the first drivers are coming across to start their hot laps. There we go. Thank you for pointing that out, viewers. There was no game audio, which must have been very infuriating just listening to my voice, but you'll be able to hear it now. So here we see Ryan Skywalker coming down towards Luffield. And if you've watched any of the track guides, you'll know that this is quite a difficult braking zone. Quite easy to oversteer into here, so I'm sure we'll see some drivers do that today. Missing that apex curb. Not generally to be advised, but taking a nice round line around that corner. Coming through to Woodcut, which isn't really much of a turn really here at Silverstone. It's flat out, you take a lot of curb, but not too many issues here. And then here we are, coming round Stowe, one of the last corners here at Silverstone. We've got a line of Jesus, John Solikis and Ryan Skywalker coming across to take their first qualifying results. And these are going to be three of the fastest drivers around there today. No doubt about it, they are three very talented drivers. So can anyone make it to the start line before another lap? I think Jesus might have. Interesting. We're going to see how they line up. Qualifying, of course, only runs through to 0, so I'm not sure that many drivers actually made it through. It looks like Jesus is going for another lap, so we will find out whether whether he's managed to get one in. He's going very fast compared to the other drivers that have slowed down considerably. And he's quite fast actually catching up to Mikey B, who is round him in the back and is currently only in Luffield. He was one of the slower drivers out, and he was one of the last drivers out around 2.5 minutes into qualifying. So he's going to have to manoeuvre past a little incident, I think, on the left from Mikey B. A tough qualifying for him, really. And as it's lining up right now, our best lap is Jesus with a 02.26.423. Now, it doesn't look like many people are going to be able to beat that, considering we've only got 2 drivers to come back around. Let's see if Zeus can actually improve on his time as we go around the lap with him. But currently, as we stand, here's Zeus in first, John Salikis in second, Michelle Rodriguez comes in third, Ryan Skywalker in fourth, Lil Skid comes in fifth, Abimanyu comes in sixth, Frosty in seventh, Joseph M. Baldrick in eighth, Bolivar in ninth, and round onto top 10 is Samir Kazan with a 02.37.795. It's quite a close grid today. If you want to see the timings live as they're happening, they might be ahead of the stream. But if you check in the chat for the YouTube stream, you can see that there is a live timing link, and it's got a map. It's got live timing, so you might have the stream ruined, but you will be very up to date. Now let's see if Zeus can actually improve on his time as he comes round. He's looking to beat a 02.26.423. Let's see if he can. He doesn't quite. He misses out by only like 0.7 of a second. Impressive. Very impressive consistency there from Jesus. But it looks like that's the way we're going to be lining up now. Qualifying should end very soon, as overtime is now in place. And you can see the grids, the timings start to line up on your left. So it's Jesus from John Salikis to Michelle Rodriguez, Ryan Skywalker, and Lil Skid as your top 5 today. So here we are. We've got a couple minutes of waiting just before the race actually starts. Just to make sure that all drivers are prepared and ready in the grid slots. So it will be an excruciating wait for you viewers, but just making sure that every driver can get to the race. So as you can see, we've got Jesus lining up P1 on the right, from John Salikis to Michelle Rodriguez, Ryan Skywalker in 4th, contrary to what it says on the screen, just in a settled course I think. In 5th is Abimanyu S. Menon, and in 6th is Frosty. Lil Skid appears to have disconnected. Unfortunate for him. Hopefully he can rejoin in the minute that we have left. So favourites coming into this is John Salikis, having qualified, having put the fastest time in the Hot Lap Challenge in the same car on the same circuit. But of course, he'll be minorly disappointed having started P2. However, he does get the inside for the first corner, so let's see how that goes. Could be a late lunge into Jesus on the first corner. We've got a surprise entry there. I believe that's a little skid. But of course, we've got 10 seconds to grind, 10 seconds to the lights out. 6 lights on. And they're off. A great start from Michel Rodriguez there. Pardon me, Jesus. But John Salikis does look to be getting up his inside. Let's look at the first corner. Interesting camera angle here from Assetto Corsa. Some dodgy track limits there, but Jesus comes out on top. He's P1 right now. John Salikis in second, coming into the loop. And we've got a bit of a lunge from Michel Rodriguez. No. John Salikis holds on to P2 and Jesus likewise in P1. Let's look down the back a little bit. We think we've got a bit of contact coming through. But it's Jesus from John Salikis, from Michel Rodriguez, from Ryan Skywalker, from Frosty in your top 5 right now. Very tight battles at the top. Let's take a look back to John Salikis and Jesus. Will he make a lunge into Luffield? No, not this time around. Oh, but he's lost a lot of time as Jesus there. He could be getting encroached on by John Salikis coming out of Luffield here. Some of the drivers coming around Woodcut now. We're getting a few gaps starting to form between these top 4, which seem to be breaking away. These seem to be the fast group. As I said before, we've got some very skilled drivers here. Some Hot Lap Challenge winners, as a matter of fact. Very wide from Michel Rodriguez there. Likewise with Ryan Skywalker. Let's hope they don't get any track limit warnings for that. I'm sure Michel will be looking to exploit them track limits. He said he would before the race started. Coming through Maggots and Beckett's. Fantastic lines from these 4, as always. Great drivers. And dodgy lines from John Salikis, I'll say that, through Chapel. He's losing a bit of time to Michel Rodriguez. Maybe he can line up an overtake coming down the hanger straight. He's gaining a little bit on him, but so is Ryan Skywalker. This is a fast 3 in a line. But all this fighting is just allowing Jesus to get away with it at the front. Michel nearly looking for a move there. Deciding the better of it. Probably for the better, really. Around Stowe, if you check our Instagram, we do have a few tips about Stowe and how it's quite difficult to overtake. Ryan Skywalker almost with a lunge, deciding the better of it, coming through the club corner and onto the final Hamilton straight, newly named. So at the end of your first lap, it's Jesus from John Salikis, from Michel Rodriguez, from Ryan Skywalker, from Samir Kazan, from Frosty, from Bolivar, from Abimanyu Mignon, Flipado, and rounding out your top 10 is Waka. Some fantastic driving on display today from all drivers involved. Doesn't seem to be too much bashing and banging. Let's take a look a bit further back because we've got a little bit of a battle going on between Sally and Joseph. Let's have a look down here, going on to the Hamilton straight, and we've just caught the end of an overtake there. Whether Joseph had to slow down or not, I am not sure. But we shall find out, I'm sure, after the race. Meanwhile, Michel Rodriguez and Ryan Skywalker coming down the Wellington. Michel Rodriguez not wanting Ryan Skywalker to get any slipstream, but he does let him by. Confusing one there, maybe it was a penalty. But Ryan Skywalker does get by Michel Rodriguez for P3 into the podium places, which is I'm sure is something that he's going to really want from this race. Jesus still leading with a 1.5 second gap over John Salikis, which is very impressive. Fantastic driving from him there. Bit further back, we've got a small battle here between Flipado and Waka, by the looks of it. Coming through Luffield. Doing a little bit of... a little bit of overstay coming out of there, but not too bad. Not too bad. He's lost time, actually, as soon as we put the camera on him, of course. Cameraman curse, that is. Looking back, Mikey B and Sally battling once again. Sally really gaining coming up towards Storm, Mikey B. Mikey B, of course, with quite a difficult qualifying there. He crashed on his qualifying lap. I I don't think he's crashed in this race yet, but he looks like he might be about to get overtaken. Let's see them coming into Maggots, through Maggots and Beckett's. Keep the line tight, keep it close to the corners and using them to rotate the car. He's following fantastically. Sally here with a little bit running wide. Oh, and I think he's had an incident there. No, never mind. The camera angle just didn't do it justice. Fantastic battle coming down the hanger straight here. Let's see if the overtake can be made, and it is. Interesting driving, and he's done the switch. Mikey B getting pushed out wide around Stoke. Can he keep it going? Can he keep it going? It looks like it might be Sally's spot up into 11th place. I'm sure we're very happy with that overtake. That was a fantastic one. Fastest lap has been put in by Samir Kazan. Or his personal fastest lap, rather. Fastest lap overall, of course, is held by Jesus, who's storming off ahead with a 2:26.028. But it looks like Sally is coming down towards Flipado into turn 1. Can he hang it around the outside and make an overtake? Wow, he can. That's incredible. Coming into turn 2, Mikey B looking to do the exact same thing on Flipado. Both of them side by side coming into the loop, and Flipado braking very late, very deep. Hanging Mikey B out to dry, holding that inside line. Oh, and he spun! Oh, no! Oh, Flipado! Spinado! He's had a spin! That's dead unfortunate for him. It's a shame. He was racing very well there with Mikey B and Sally. But ultimately, Mikey B comes off the worst, I think, with a bit of crash damage. Only 25% damage in these races, of course, so shouldn't affect him too much. Let's look forward a bit. We seem to have a little bit of a battle going on between Frosty and Abby. Coming out of Luffield towards Woodcut and onto the straight. He's following him line astern. He's sniffing at his rear bumper. Can he make an overtake coming down? He's not gaining. He's staying very stable. The pair of them very closely together. Both on the same skill level. It looks like Frosty has taken quite a wide line there. That'll be a track limits warning. 5 track limits warning at this race does mean a drive-through penalty. So we could see that go into play a little bit later on if some drivers get a bit naughty with the track limits. Coming through Maggots and Beckett's. Let's see if they can, if Sally can line up. Sorry. If Abimanyu can line up an overtake on Frosty. Coming down the hanger straight. He seems to have lost a bit of time coming out Maggots and Beckett, so it looks unlikely on this go around. Let's look back towards the front. Jesus has pulled out a 2 seconds gap on the next driver, John Salikis. Fantastic driving from him. And John has then pulled out a 3-second gap on Ryan Skywalker. The force is not with him today, clearly. 3 laps in, 7 minutes 24 to go. Plus 1 lap, of course, just to make sure that we're all across the line well. Let's see if, like I say, any track limits warnings and drive-throughs come into play later on. Now the gaps are spread out a little bit here. Not too much racing going on. A little bit further back here, we've got Joseph Baldrick and Flipado. Flipado having a bit of a woeful race here, getting overtaken left, right and centre, but he had a fantastic first few laps, which is a real shame for him. But he's getting chased by Joseph Baldrick here. And it looks like the overtake might happen coming into turn 1. No, not yet, by the looks of it. Let's see if he can make a lunge. Flipado's, of course, going to try and hang Joseph out to dry around the outside. Joseph taking the outside line, taking the inside line into turn 2, and smoothly by. No hesitation there. Thankfully, Flipado coming back at him into turn 3. Up the inside, he's ahead. Oh, and there's a bit of contact, and he's gone round again. Oh, Flipado. Oh, that is unfortunate. That is unfortunate for the driver there. I'm sure he won't want to be repeating this performance again next time. Well, with that battle over, let's look forward. And it looks like Waka might be trying to make a move on Abimanyu. Let's have a look. Only 1/10 of a second in this. Coming up to 2. Let's see if we can make a move into Stowe. Following them down the National Straight, past the old National Pits, which of course would have been the start line for F1 before 2008 when they made the change to the wing. coming into Maggots and Beckett's, and they seem to have spread out a little bit, of course, as soon as I put the camera on them. But thankfully, both ahead of them, Bolivar and Frosty are also battling. So we've got two fantastic battles on screen. Let's go to the one ahead with Frosty and Bolivar. Frosty chasing Bolivar down the hangar straight. He's going to try and gain some time on him through Chapel. I think he's been analysing his data in Track Titan. What a fantastic drive. Coming round Stowe, the drivers have opened up another gap. Frosty following Bolivar, learning his lines. And we're getting a little bit close at the back there for Wacker and Abimanyu. Very, very touchy through Stowe. I'm not sure whether that was a lunge. Oh, and a deep braking from Wacker there. He's really looking to get by Abimanyu here. Trying to look to get that P8 position. Coming around the final corner. Line astern once again. Can Abimanyu hold off Wacker? When it's turn one, he's gaining. He's gaining. Mikey B disconnecting. Unfortunately, must have been a rough race for himself. That's a shame for him. Wacker coming into turn 2, turn 3. Can he make a dive? Oh, he's given a bit of contact. A bit of bumper rubbing, and he's got by. Oh, not sure about that one. I'm sure the stewards are going to have a look at that. Some penalty points in his licence there. Abimanyu spinning on the exit. Just to add insult to injury, really. That's a shame for him. Looking forward. Bolivar and Frosty battling once again. Bolivar ahead. Bolivar is ahead before Luffield. Before Brooklands, which is a fantastic move for him. Down the Wellington straight there. Coming through Brooklands into Luffield. Both these drivers very, very similar on pace. I think they were very similar on pace in qualifying too. So we should expect some good racing from these guys. Frosty going wide, trying to carry all the speed out of the corner. And he has carried a little bit of speed. He's coming back towards Bolivar. Coming round the outside, taking a lot of speed. And look at this. Coming right back at him. Bogged down by the MX5 engine. Coming round Stowe. Bolivar doing nothing, not stepping a foot wrong here in this defence. Frosty is really trying to get past him. And the side-by-side coming into Maggots and Beckett's. Fantastic racing from these two. Bolivar still ahead in the red, Frosty in the green. Using those curbs to rotate the cars. Coming round. And Wacker's even getting up to the back of them. This could be a 3-car battle very soon. As a matter of fact, Frosty's lost quite a lot of time out of there. Looks like Wacker could be coming onto him very shortly. And he is! All instantly. On the hangar straight. Looks like Wacker has made the move on Frosty. He's hunting down Bolivar. He's trying to get a top 6 finish. It looks like he has made the move before Stowe. Fantastic move from Wacker. And now he's going to be chasing down Bolivar. Teammates, apparently. Although that is just random skin assignment. Wacker taking the outside line. Bolivar on the inside. Last of the late breakers. Wacker. Bolivar messes up his braking entirely. And even Frosty gets by him. Oh, no, he doesn't. He's severed a spin. That's a shame for him. He's going to have to put all the work in now to get past Abimanyu. Wacker and Bolivar still battling away. Looks like Wacker's ran away with this one. He's going to look to try and chase down Samir Kazan, but there is a 13-second gap to him. Looks like it might be a difficult one to chase down, although I'm sure he won't put it past himself. Abimanyu and Frosty, of course, going to be battling very soon if Frosty keeps up the pace that he's been demonstrating before. It's a shame that he's been passed a few times, but he's been very, very quick all race. Anyway, a look back towards the front as we've got 1.5 minutes left. 5 laps in, Jesus comes across the National Pit straight finish line with John Sleekis 3.5 seconds behind him, followed by Ryan Skywalker, another 3.5 seconds behind, and Michelle Rodriguez 4.6 seconds behind them. And then to finish the top 5, Samir Kazan coming round Woodcut now, who is being chased by Wacker, although I'm not sure 1 minute is enough for Wacker to catch him, barring any horrific incidents. Abimanyu getting, or chasing Bolivar by the looks of it. Frosty seems to have dropped to the back of him. Lost some pace after that spin. It does take a mental knock when you have a spin. So all respect to any driver that actually carries on after having a spin. Fantastic resilience from Frosty. Abimanyu coming round Stowe and into Maggots and Beckett's. He's keeping level with Bolivar, not gaining too much. But as we've seen, Bolivar does struggle with this corner. He lost a bit of time out of it last time. And he lost a bit of time, obviously, into the club chicane. And there it is on display. Abimanyu gains half a second through that corner combination on Bolivar. He's going to try and line up an overtake down this hanger straight as the clock nears 0. Of course, there's 1 lap extra once the timer reaches 0, so we've got about 1.5 laps left for these drivers. Abimanyu braking late, going quite wide into Stowe, but it's working for him. He's taking a bit of curb and he's attacking Bolivar. Bolivar is going to get done into the same corner 2 laps in a row. Hopefully he doesn't mess up his braking this time. He does again. He does the same mistake as he did last lap. Bolivar. That's a shame for him. That's a real shame. Drops down to 8th place. Frosty going to try and have another go, I'm sure, in this last lap if he can catch him. Leader's got 2 laps to go. And if we look on the map, we can see that the leaders are just coming into Luffield at the minute. So we've got about a lap and a half left. Frosty trying to reel in Bolivar once again. See if he can overtake him without spinning this time. Abimanyu running away with it a bit. He's had a good... Oh no, Sally has had a good race rather. Apologise. I think I've been saying the wrong name this entire time. If you watch this back, Sally, I am sorry. Having a fantastic race here. Ahead of Bolivar, keeping him off and slowly catching Wacker. Although Wacker, likewise, is catching Samir Kazan, showing fantastic pace. Just a shame that he hasn't been able to keep up with the top 5 because he could have had a top 5 finish here by the looks of his pace. He's lapping about 0.2 quicker than Samir Kazan in 5th place, which means that he probably doesn't have time to catch him before the end of this race. But it's fantastic progress. Meanwhile, Frosty on the hunt for Bolivar. He's passed him in the back of the camera shot there. Bolivar now in 9th place. Unfortunate, really. Bolivar has been showing fantastic racecraft, but Frosty is a fast driver as well, lapping a few seconds faster than Bolivar at this point. But he's coming back at him, is Bolivar. He's learning his lines. He's not daft. He's coming through Maggots, Beckett's. He's taking a bit of a wide line through Maggots. Can he hang it together through Beckett's? He can, and then coming through Chapel, a little bit wide coming out of Chapel. Maybe he can take something onto the hanger straight. Coming down the hanger straight. It looks like Bolivar might have backed off the back there. Once again, he's struggling with Maggots and Beckett's. I think he's struggling with the club chicane. All a learning experience. He can learn on Track Titan. He can analyse his laps and learn from the experts. That's what we're here for. Coming through. We've got final lap for Jesus. I'm sure we can probably follow him round, barring any major battles going on. So it's Jesus from John Salikis still, Ryan Skywalker, Michelle Rodriguez, and Samir Kazan. All these 5 drivers displaying fantastic racecraft, keeping a clean race. Jesus has won from pole to... Well, I don't want to jinx him. What on earth is going on with this timing? There we go. For some reason, Michelle Rodriguez got shown in first, although I think that was just an issue with the timing tower. Needn't worry. Jesus is still out ahead, going through Stowe. Not Stowe, Cops. Apologies. I'll learn my circuits. And once again, yeah, he's raced fantastically. He qualified on pole, has been led every lap so far, and has just kept a clean race. No silliness, no spins, no battling. Fantastic race from this driver. Same with most drivers up and down the grid, especially these top 4. They broke away from the pack very early on, all demonstrating their skill, and kept it clean, which is what we like to see. We don't want any stewards' investigations. No one likes them. Especially not the stewards. Coming round Stowe. The fast uphill right-hander. And it tightens on the exit here. That can catch you out. So he's watching his track limits. He doesn't want to get a drive-through on this last lap. That would be devastating. Braking into club corner, deep braking, taking a lot of curb and coming around the final corners onto the Hamilton straight to win the race. Jesus takes home P1 in this first Track Titan community race in the MX5s around Silverstone. Fantastic race from this driver. And he finishes in first place, stops for a bit of celebration by his pit wall. I'm sure his team will celebrate with him. He's just jumped into the pits. He's gone to go get the champagne. Get the podium ready. So your finishing order so far, it's Jesus from John Salikis, from Ryan Skywalker, from Michelle Rodriguez, and coming round the final corner now, we've got Samir Kazan coming across to finish his line. From Waka, who had a fantastic race. He battled through from, I think, about 10th or so, overtook 3 drivers, has been catching Samir Kazan, has been lapping faster than him, but unfortunately he was just a bit too far back. Not sure where they had a spin earlier on, but he's demonstrated some fantastic pace this race. That's coming from Salir Onogovaban in P8, P7, and then Frosty in P8. Bolivar is in P9 after losing a few places, but he has raced fantastically all race. He hasn't spun. He's just had a few braking issues, which I'm sure is something that can be ironed out without too much effort. Abimanyu comes home in 10th, takes home that final FIA point spot. A great race from him, really, having bottled off Joseph M. Baldrich. And then rounding us out, the last 2 drivers left, as I think that's Abimanyu spinning, is Ginger Viking. Dan Page of Track Titan brings it home in 12th. What a result from the Ginger Ninja. And then finally we've got Flipado coming around Stowe to finish us off and finish off this first Track Titan community race. It's not much wonder that Flipado's where he is with lines like that, but I guess when you're in last place you haven't got much to lose. What a great race from everyone though. Really, really strong. As we'll see Flipado do some celebratory donuts. I'm sure he's given up on it at this point. So your winner, Jesus, in the pits already, getting the champagne. This was our first community race, and it's gone very well. Thank you to everyone that joined us. It's been very fun to commentate over. It's my first commentating, so I hope you've enjoyed. Flipado comes around the final corner and finishes his lap P13. One of them. He had a few spins. He's struggled. So thank you for joining us, everyone. That concludes the first community race, and if there's enough interest, I'm sure we'll run these again multiple times, because this has been great fun to organise and to run. Congratulations everyone who raced, and that's us for the day. Thank you very much.